首先登场的是9E班的林思涵同学，他将带我们走进当贝多芬遇见费曼的奇妙世界，探索学习与音乐的完美碰撞。掌声有请。
Let's welcome our first speaker, Jason from 9G, who will explore the harmony between music and learning.
有请。
It's making me so nervous. Unlike my dear principal, having a TED Talk in Hoenn was never intended for me, nor is it a goal in my procrastinative life. But who knows that Miss Sheila, my English teacher for this semester, strongly insisted me to join the audition of this event. As I remember crystal clear, the turning point came once I've submitted an essay with high-level adjectives. And then she came to me like, Jason, can you participate in the TED Talk with a speech? And before I can finish my word, yes, she asked for a PowerPoint on the Monday right after that week. And I am pretty much confused, well, no, bewildered with the theme. Pessimistically, I can show you guys such a poor, unfortunate soul I am to be selected here. Or even worse, be cavalier and waste around 5 minutes of all your time. But with my guilty conscience, these still won't work. Instead, I'm here to show every one of you something special. This may be how I speak, this may be how intriguing this speech is, or even better, it may be some of my perspectives that make all of you think that this is great, this is fabulous, this is tremendous, blah, blah, blah. And hence, with thoughtful thoughts, my deep longing for a theme has finally come to an end. People, let me introduce you The Art of Learning by Jason from 9E. And this is an introduction because of a limited time. Students at here are specified to learn. And there's an old saying says that nothing comes with ease. Same as learning. Students may struggle when they tend to swim in the ocean of knowledge. They may be exhausted, they may don't know how to swim, and even worse, they may be drowned. And teachers, sometimes as gravity, the Mephistophelian crime, may let them suffer. You may have heard this if you study English. Learn your vocabulary. You may have heard this if you study music, like me. Learn your key signatures. This is a totally nightmare for us because Mr. Brown, the high school music teacher, will angrily stare at you and blame you for such laziness. I've drawn a picture here to show how frightened I am, but I'm not pretty much professional at art or talented, but you'll get my point. And I still shiver once it's evocative. But confused, I ask, why does this teacher look so mad? And with enthusiasm, I researched and found this. They can't feel the music. With sorrow and in despair, said Mr. Brown. Well, not only the teacher is so and blue, but also other people. For instance, here, a novel writing school, because nobody has ever seen his novel, refused to show anyone his novel because he thought, I can't make my novel better. Or somewhere else, but somewhere not now, a guitarist, long-haired, and have vision covered by his hair, well, is not motivated to practice his guitar skills because he thought, I can't play good guitar riffs. I see sympathy on most of your faces, and I see why. Many non-native English speakers also suffer from learning because they can't speak 正宗 English. People can stand in such issues, and thus that emergency needs a solution. This is when art of learning saves your day. So, what is learning? Well, I define learning as the action of receiving and perceiving information. For example, I had lasagna for lunch. This is receiving information. So, how does it taste like? What about metaphors or descriptive language of lasagna? How is it cooked? And I have so many questions, etc. This may be perceiving the information, but what I really wanted to say is that lasagna always tastes great. So, what about some academic examples? For example, music. Define music. Music is an audible, for sure, fancy medium of art. But what music is mostly well known is that it makes people so entranced, and like me, I'm so besotted with it. But how does it work? And what is the true music? Luckily, we have a book called How Music Works. It's written by David Bryan. It's all about how fascinating music is in anthropological ways and historical ways with the advent of recording technologies. When you master music, well, you are dominant with this. You become the G major chord with C major, where C major is the subdominant of this, which is a music joke. And not only you yourself are satisfied, and also the grumpy teacher who yearned for students to feel the true music. And he would definitely have a smiley face and say smoothie, smoothie, especially when a melody was beautifully written. Well, life is not just music. Oh, and maybe the guitarist will also say the same thing when he find out that his life is just more than just a few crunchy riffs. Well, life is not just music. Biology has also been one of my favorite subjects recently, especially cell biology, a subset of biology studies about cells, which are the smallest living organisms on Earth. These are some fascinating pictures of them if you haven't studied biology so deep into it yet. And no wonder why people had spent the last century on researches of them. Again, not only yourself is satisfied with mastering cell biology, but also the one and only biology teacher of 9E, Mr. Jacob. He will also have a smiley face and probably say, well done. But again, everything comes with a price. Biology is much more complex, and we may have to study tonight. People will sit at a desk dolorously and looking at countless of pages of course books as thick as bricks, and they cry in despair, I have insufficient brain capacity. Well, such poor unfortunate souls, but you are the ones who chose biology. Nevertheless, the temporary suffer on mental grants us permanent knowledge. So it does worth its price. Well, unlike poor Galileo, who suffered more like a roasted chicken and has no ability to complain. But Galileo is great. He wrote white on black, on darkness, supporting heliocentrism, while others thought he was nuts. And thus, he is inspiring. He told me that we cannot only write black on white on black, but also sometimes white on black. No, black on white. Sorry. Thank you.